it was never really about film.
Yeah.
It was just about like storytelling. My offering as a filmmaker, as I said, is not the technical stuff. It's not the cameras. It's my view of the world.
Yeah.
It's the storytelling, the view of the world. And my view of the world is sometimes interrupted because I have to do all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So if I can get AI to do that stuff, that I can focus on this stuff, then I use it for that. You can go for like 3-4 months without any income. Don't do it. Where's the camera? Don't do it unless you understand that like struggle, failure, and pain is a prerequisite.
Yeah.
Don't do it if you want to be famous. Don't do it if you want glory.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't be a filmmaker if you want to be rich and famous. Don't do it if you want attention.
Yeah.
Don't do it if you like nice things. I like nice things. And sometimes I've been able to make films that have afforded me nice things.
Yeah.
If that's your primary focus,
Yeah.
don't do it.
Welcome back to Mzansi Unicorns. My name is Teddy Kuzwaya, and I'm once again your host today. And we are joined by none other than Lebo Rasethaba, my very first celebrity guest.
Wow.
Yeah.
We might need to re-look into your definition of celebrity there. But good to be here.
Celebrity is 11,000 followers on Instagram.
No, surely not. Surely not.
No, I checked the other day.
No, but I'm saying my idea of celebrity is like maybe according to like the traditional Greek definition during the kind of empire when the most famous people were put on coins. That was the mark of a true celebrity. The gladiators and the most famous people in society were put on coins. So until I'm on a coin, I'm just a guy who's happy to be here.
Okay, well, it's great to have you here. But I mean, I look forward to this conversation. And as I've said, you're not only a celebrity, but you're also one hell of an artist and a creative that, I mean, we can get into details just now. But you've seriously shot the lights out. And we'd love to hear about your story.
I'm assuming when you say I've shot the lights out, we are speaking about, what are we talking about?
Just home from home.
Home.
Yeah. But we don't have to touch on home now. I think
we can.
It'll be great to just go to the beginning. You know, like what's been your journey like? What's been your experience?
My journey is very unique. In that, like, maybe at the time at which I started doing what I'm known for, there wasn't a lot of people that were as like active in the way that I was, and it was really just the time at which, you had a captive audience on YouTube. Every time I uploaded a video, I'd literally go out, shoot something, edit it, and then upload it, and then people would watch it. And I wasn't even really like conscious of what I was doing, other than when I reflect on it now, it was like this amazing sort of like a document of history, kind of burgeoning subcultures. And not to say that I was the first to do it, but there'd been people that had been doing it. But I feel like there was just this like moment at which like there was this like spotlight on, and I just moved from Beijing. So I studied in Beijing.
Okay.
I lived there for like 5 years doing my master's in film. And I was there documenting the burgeoning scene there. There was like, I was shooting music videos for rappers, I was shooting skateboard videos, snowboarding videos. At the point, so I moved to Beijing in 2007. So yeah, before the 2008 Olympics. Up until that point, Beijing hadn't really been like interested in an external view of itself. It was quite closed off. Then the first time, maybe since Deng Xiaoping's open up reform after the Cultural Revolution, there was this like foreign gaze on Beijing, and foreign gaze through the kind of like prism of the Olympics, which was like a spectacle. And I mean, they got like, it was such a big, I remember like I got there in 2007. It just was like, it was very Beijing as a character in of itself, they weren't interested in external perspective of themselves. They were just so happy to be China and do things their own particular way. This is what the Beijing arrive in. 2008 Beijing all of a sudden becomes a self-aware, self-conscious Beijing, and which is completely like dealing with the foreign gaze in a way in which it's just like, I mean, there was like, and the change was so tangible. I arrived in 2007, not a single person spoke English. I was lost in the airport for 3 hours on my first day arriving in Beijing because I didn't know where to go.
Everything in Chinese.
Everything in Chinese. Yeah, I was on my flight to Beijing. I was reading. I was practicing how to say I'm going to this university. For like the whole flight there, just practicing, looking for the signs, and I arrived there. There's lots of people.
Was it Google Translate back then? That was before
I
Google
don't even
Translate.
know if I had. I mean, it was before a lot of things. I don't even know if I
iPhone?
had. I might have had an iPhone, but I mean, iPhone.
Okay,
was
so
like,
you were that guy that was the first to get an iPhone.
It was like iMessage was like, I think message was still green maybe. It was before like blue, you know what I mean? It was like very early days, and like the functionality wasn't something that you could use to navigate it. Society as complete as Beijing. 2008, all of a sudden I get back to the same airport that I was a year earlier. Everyone speaks English. There's clear blue skies. I'd never seen clear blue skies in a year. A year later, clear blue skies. Everyone speaks English. Welcome to Beijing.
Oh, wow.
How can we help you? I was like, where were you a year ago? When I really
Yes, exactly.
Because now I could speak a bit of Mandarin, so I could make my way around. So anyway, so I find myself through just like my appetite to kind of like peel away from who I knew myself to be. So like I used to have this dream when I was a kid that I'd wake up in a foreign land where no one would know me. I was very, very interested in the idea of like anonymity. Like I'm basically like, I started reading a bunch of stuff when I was like quite young about like how the personality is a trap, your name is a trap, the identity is a trap. So when I moved to Beijing, all of a sudden I woke up and I was like, no one knew me, didn't know my name, and I had no context. And that was very exciting for me. So I find my way in this like really like burgeoning creative class made up of rappers, skateboarders, graffiti artists, and I kind of like insinuate myself into that matrix. And then I start just shooting stuff. And there was very little documentation of that scene at that time. And then they also kind of like appreciate this like foreign, this like black guy from South Africa who's just hanging around all these rappers, shooting them. They're just like, what is going on here? Me and this friend of mine from DC, Jamal, who had kind of linked up.
So they probably thought you were American as well.
No, then you're South African. They always would ask me like, hey, tell me about Mandela. Are there diamonds on the streets of South Africa? They think they're diamonds on the streets of South Africa. And I don't know about Rooibos tea. But they're also just interested in like this, like, what do you experience? Anyway, so I guess I'm contextualizing my kind of like appetite for documenting a particular cultural moment.
And how did you get into film in the first place? I mean, you were there now for your master's. But going back.
How do I go back?
So where did it start?
It was never really about film. It was just about like storytelling. I've never really like, I'm not one of those guys like, I had my first camera when I was like 6 years old, and I'm not that guy. But I grew up like I used to write a lot of stories. I used to draw a lot of comics. So I was always just a very creative kid, inventing narratives, dramatizing reality. That was always like, it was something in me when I'd be like, and very like kind of weirdly fascinated by like boring details. So I'd like always be asking like boring. My uncles used to get so annoyed with me. They'd be like, hey, quit in. My mom is an attorney. They're like, stop asking so many questions. You're not the lawyer. Your mom's the lawyer. That was the running joke in my family. Asking a lot of questions. So like curiosity. So it's like, you're like, what is the kind of like things that define me or my outlook in life? It's like, I'm very curious to this day. If we're telling a story, I'll probably ask you a lot more questions than you would be willing to answer.
Yeah.
Curiosity is, you know, the driving force behind me as a person, and that curiosity led me to being a filmmaker, a storyteller, interested in storytelling. I love details. I love figuring out why things are the way they are. So all those things are the things that ultimately shape your perspective.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's really what it's about, right? I'm not really like, it's like the things that like make me maybe different to the next person is just like, I might be a little bit more like curious. I might be a little bit more like interested in other ways of being, and taking all those things and making that shape my outlook and my perspective, which I then bring into my storytelling.
What was your first film that you did?
I made a documentary about xenophobia
20
years ago.
20.
I was 20. I'm 41.
Yeah.
So 22 years ago.
22 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I
2003.
I studied a BA. When I told my parents, when I was growing up, I thought I wanted to be a fine artist.
Okay.
So I used to draw a lot, like all the time. And
Did your parents know what a fine artist was?
No, but they knew that they were all poor.
Oh, really?
And my dad would be like...
Wait, where did you study?
My undergrad.
Yeah.
At UCT.
UCT?
Yeah.
So they were in there was that random campus close to town.
Michaelis.
Michaelis.
The fact that you call it a random
Yeah,
campus.
so, okay.
No. But the point was...
That was actually the very first time I came across fine art.
As a
concept.
Yeah.
I mean, I had no idea what fine art was.
Right.
So I did come across a lot of students that were studying fine art.
Yeah.
I'm equally curious as an individual. And so I started getting to know it, but I had no idea what it was before.
My dad would be like, and this is from the time I was like 15, 16.
Yeah.
My dad would be like, or my parents would be like, dude, like, artists are really nice people, but they just can't make money.
Yeah.
So if you have any interest in building a family,
Yeah.
and I don't blame them. There was no like blueprint, and you'd be driving, and then there'd be like a guy on the side of the road selling the most beautiful paintings, and my dad is like,
you see? Yeah.
So I was like, but ultimately it was never again fine art. So like throughout my life, I've always been like, I used to write a lot, like I wrote, and then I used to draw a lot, and then I worked in magazines, like reviewing films, and then I worked as a wardrobe stylist, like shadowing people. So throughout, I've always just been, as a young kid, I just always like consumed as much as possible. I mean, I remember my mom used to work in the Leicester building when I was in high school downtown, and she was an attorney, and she had a practice, and downstairs there was a dentist, like orthodontist. I had braces. So whenever I'd go there, he had all these magazines, like Rolling Stone magazines. I started reading these magazines about all these people, and I'd be like, oh my God, there's a whole world out there of people that are just creating stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have like lots of these like isolated moments throughout your life. It's not like a big aha moment. But it's a continuation of like experiences and moments that like start making you look in other ways of like being. You're like, huh. Then I started reading the contributor section. I was like, who are all these people that are writing all these articles?
Yeah.
Then you start going down those rabbit holes. So that's just the way in which like, just that like curiosity just led me to just random discoveries that ultimately become now, you know, what people call a career, but I can't. It's very difficult to pin it down. It's just like all these random encounters with people, conversations, articles, movies that feed into your like view of the world and conversations and people you meet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what do you think some of the things we can do better, even as a society, especially as say parents that actually don't understand typically industries of this nature? You know, a lot of certainly parents around our generation.
Yeah.
I was told, you're good at maths, you're going to go study accounting. And I went to go study accounting.
What would you have studied? What would you have done differently?
I had no idea. Seriously, I had no idea. I didn't even know what courses I was doing when I first started.
Where? At university?
At UCT.
What do you mean? What was your degree?
Business science. Business science, finance, but I didn't know the detail. I remember selecting business science on the application form because it sounded nice. It's going to sound bizarre, but it sounded nice. And my mom always said, you have to be an accountant. You have to be a CA.
What do your parents do?
Mom's a doctor and my dad's a town planner. So he's in government.
And what was your childhood like?
I was just an academic and good at
Really?
sports.
Were you like a academic
Yeah, I was
sports
one of those
bro?
Sports bro.
Michael House, academic sports bro.
well.
Oof.
Yeah, what a combination.
Yeah, it's quite an intersection.
Yeah.
And so when you were presented career options, was that something you chose or was that something you were pushed into?
I was kind of pushed into and encouraged into
By
parents.
And outside of parents, like teachers, who else were you, and what were you modeling your career off?
I didn't think that far. I just said that I want to be in business. And
what is business? What does that mean? What does business mean?
It's a great question, actually. That's a great question. I just wanted to be suit and tie, boardroom, and be the CEO of a big company.
Anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
I never really had a specific plan. Like for me, it was just a case of here's what everyone else is doing as well. So how I ended up being where I am today was just a sequence of experiences. But the starting point was very much what everyone else was doing.
Okay.
As opposed to something that I drove. So I guess my question to you is for people that are shaping their own careers and have their own realizations. As an example, someone wanting to do fine art or anything else. How do we? Don't do it. So you studied fine arts, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
My first year I did a BCom. I flunked.
Okay.
Because my parents said I need to get a real degree before I do my arts degree.
Okay.
Did a BCom, flunked.
Yeah.
Then it's such a long story, but re-registered myself in film and media.
Okay.
Then started doing film from my second year university, first year film.
Yeah.
And I think maybe there was just like I felt more like myself. And I think my parents also saw that. But I think you got to be like, and then there was a certain level of like participation in the thing that allowed them to be like, all right, we'll meet you at the level at which you are active in the shaping of your career, but you have to you have to do well academically, you have to do an honors, and you have to do a master's. That was the condition.
And you did that.
I did that.
Yeah.
And then...
And you nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Yeah. Some hairy moments. Some moments.
Of course.
Didn't feel...
Yeah.
Like it felt like it was nailing me, but I was like, like later on, I'd have to I was in the library every day till 10 o'clock, having to read, having to study, after flunking. And then when I got to Beijing as well, it was hell. I was studying like 18 hours a day. It was hell.
Why Beijing, out of interest?
It was different.
Yeah.
I wanted to like experience film in a different kind of way. I don't want to go to America. I was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Everything that's wrong with the world is because of what's happening in American movies and American society.
Yes, yeah.
Europe was like all this like weird art house films that was just like quite self-indulgent.
Yeah.
Chinese had like a bit of an underbelly of like film as something quite revolutionary.
Yeah.
And I thought that would be quite interesting, particularly as like a film with like a national agenda and national identity and, conceptions of propaganda as like maybe something inherently like good and positive and nation building, if done right. Like I think that we could do with a bit of propaganda in South Africa. I mean, Mzansi Unicorns is propaganda.
Absolutely.
But good propaganda.
Yeah.
Your nation building. I am so down with projects like this because ultimately, every Chinese person you go to, you can like, they will defend the
CCP.
sovereignty of the party with everything in them.
Yeah.
Because they're just, and maybe there's some negative,
No, sure.
consequences of that kind of quite nationalistic. But, I also look at the positive and I'm like, we could do with a little bit of this, just to like rally behind a common cause. And it doesn't even have to be overtly like political, but it's just like, I'm Chinese. I'm proud of being Chinese.
That's it.
5,000 years worth of history. Look at what we've done. We took billions of people out of like obscure poverty, and now we are like thriving. Just say something good about your country every day. See what that does. You know what I mean? You create like this conspiracy of like kindness. This is again, part of these things.
You've literally just described my entire show. Can you make like a film out of it, or like an advert?
Well, I'm here. I'm here now. Yeah.
As long as you don't like charge me an arm and a leg.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm loving how you're conceptualizing this whole thing, because it's also so true. It's definitely what I'm trying to achieve with this podcast. Number one is to just give a platform for nation building, but then number two, there's a lot that we can learn as South Africans, because I strongly feel like we short sell ourselves. So I've lived in many countries and we score own goals. And I think that we are our own worst enemies. So the Chinese, I think the Chinese aspect.
There's more, and you don't have to like, you don't, like you can't begin to have these conversations with like nuance, right? Because as soon as you go, you say words like propaganda and it becomes quite like, it's charged. But you go compartmentalize. Look at the things that have worked. Look at the things that are good and positive. Take those. And then what's bad, you don't take and you leave. We shortchange ourselves constantly. I think maybe there's like quite a lot of like shame and guilt. I mean, just as a hang up of like a lot of like historical stuff. I think we self-censor a lot.
Yeah.
I say this, so this has just been my chat for so long. People will be like, someone will do something once. And then people will be like, oh, well, it's been done. No one needs to do it ever again. I'm like, whoa, have you seen how Americans are just continuing to like reinvent culture? Hip hop, there are documentaries about hip hop today. Whereas if someone were to do a documentary about like Kwaito, people would be like, oh,
it's
but Kalawa did one.
It's fine.
One.
Yeah, exactly.
One.
Yeah.
There's one documentary about Kwaito, sort of.
Yeah.
And then there's that other one after a robot, sort of.
Yeah.
So in terms of like the kind of like a sonic discourse that was, the sonic identity of post-apartheid South Africa, the songs that were being sung as like a kind of like artistic appendage to freedom. I wanna be free. You know what I'm saying? All those songs were the soundtrack of freedom. We have made one sort of film about that. No deeper analysis about
like, Sarafina.
No. Boom Shaka, I wanna be
okay.
From these 10. Arthur, don't call me. All those songs are like, that's literature.
Yeah.
It's literature in the same way in which rap music is literature, because rap literature again was like about like people putting down their afflictions and being like, yo, hear my struggle. That was our thing, but we haven't had any like opportunities to like, there are hip hop professors. I don't know if I'd be hard pressed to like think of like Kwaito professors. I don't know. You know what I mean? So also this thing just to like self-censor is like quite a unique thing. Like how do you like encourage, I guess maybe like in the pursuit of dignity, self-pride is quite a big ask. Most of us are still just searching for like humanity and dignity. That's still the chat. Like you still have people that are living without dignity and humanity. You go to like parts of this country where people are struggling just to like, with a sense of like, dignity. So how do you start having a conversation about like self-pride and positive propaganda? So those are the challenges. But ultimately, even the poorest of the poor in China will ultimately always say, you know what I mean? Like so it's a tough thing. Good luck.
But I want to put it back on you though, because you're in such a fortunate and privileged position as a storyteller. And storytelling is global in itself. So what do you think your role is in changing that narrative?
It's not something I can do alone.
Yeah.
I think I have to basically like crawl.
Yeah.
So people behind me can. It's the work of generations. So I don't know if I will be able to fully, like, maybe on an individual level accomplish anything, but that's also not really my goal. So like, I'll give you a very basic example. So as a consequence of a lot of really kind of like cosmic incidents, including the passing of a very dear friend and mentor, I ended up working on the EFF documentary. I was brought on to finish the EFF documentary.
Okay.
Non-partisan.
Yeah.
Have my views.
Yeah, sure.
But I'm being asked to make this film. Okay. It comes at like a lot of like kind of like political and social gymnastics.
Yeah.
You know, like
gymnastics.
Just trying to figure out like, am I down?
Yeah.
Then you go through this process of like self brainwashing where you're like, oh my God, I am down. And then you're like, whoa. The point is, me and my producer that I was working with at the time, Sfiso Kanyele, brilliant human, we go, I want to make this film because I want to start creating a language for how to make films like this.
Yeah.
So other people can watch it and go, that's how they did it. I'm going to take this model and I'm going to use it to start making films like this. So I made a series of films called The People versus People versus Rainbow Nation, People versus Patriarchy, People versus the People. All of them like kind of topical, thematic, discursive films that look at a particular issue, all with like big social case studies. So Rainbow Nation was about like race relations in South Africa, vectors of power that can lead to oppress, patriarchy, using men are trash as the kind of like case study for gender relations. And then The People versus the People was about internalized repression and self-love and love as a tool of radical liberation. No one had done films like this. Like no one, we don't really make thematic documentaries in South Africa. We make documentary as a medium is used to like help people contextualize an incident retrospectively. So the Senzo murder will happen. Then the documentary will come out and people will go, oh, that's what happened. Or whenever any big incident happens, in the comment section, people are like, we need the documentary. Netflix, make this documentary. VBS, make this documentary. So that's the function of documentary in South Africa.
Yeah, Marcus, your style.
Anything. Think about a big thing, make a documentary, right? Because that's what we use, that's what we think documentary is about. But ultimately, my provocation as a filmmaker, as an individual, is to be like, I'm going to make different kinds of films that open up the aperture of the potential of storytelling. So it's not limited to just retrospective accounts of a thing to help it like contextualize, blah, blah, blah. So I'm making all these films. So people, I mean, now, fortunately, some of my films have been in schools. They become people study them in schools, they watch them in schools, they become curriculum. I made a film called Future Sign of Mzansi like over 10 years ago, which is about the electronic music landscape with a good friend of mine, Spook Matambo, which was then referenced in a dissertation in UCT. So it's like what I want to do is make films that no one else is making. So I'm not going to make a film about like an event, right? I could make a documentary just about all the docies I've said no to. Just purely being like, no. Someone will make that film.
Yeah.
Showmax will make that film, and that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
But we need to show the next generation of storytellers there's other ways, other kinds of films need to be made. Let's make thematic films. Like you say, like let's make a film about like hope.
Yeah.
What does hope look like? Hope is our biggest cultural export in South Africa. I was at a dinner recently and we're busy talking about cultural exports.
Yeah.
And you think about like societies that like have cultural exports, homogenous cultures, what do
Yeah.
they stand behind, heteronormativity, like nationalism.
Yeah.
Our biggest cultural export is hope. And you can see it. It's something that is a consequence of like
Yeah.
Rainbow Nation,
Yeah.
Mandela, Siya Kolisi, Springboks, freedom.
It's all hope.
It's all hope.
Yeah.
At the core of those
Yeah.
things, the animating
Yeah.
force of all those narratives
Yeah.
is hope.
Yeah.
That's our cultural export.
Yeah.
Don't fight it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just
exactly.
lean in.
Embrace it.
Lean in.
Yeah.
I was against it.
Yeah.
Then I went to the rugby and I was at, and I saw and I sang
We're
the national-
stronger together.
I was like,
Hashtag.
yeah. Oh my god, this is
Yeah.
it. I was like, I didn't realize that this was gonna be. I fought it for so long. I
Yeah.
was like, surely we've got more to offer as a
Yeah.
nation.
Yeah.
I was like, this is it. So, and we still haven't been able to like create a kind of creative in any form of storytelling, and Mzansi Unicorns kind of falls into that, which is great, right? It's like,
I look forward to my documentary. Or my docuseries. This is your next
this
theme.
is my next theme.
Please, this is your
Mzansi
next
Unicorns,
theme.
but at its
Yeah.
core,
Yeah.
what you're talking about on this podcast, you're
Yeah.
not talking about like individuals.
No.
You're talking about like what these people represent and what did they and what you're hoping people watching this episode will get out of it. And they'll feel that
Bigger
they can,
than art.
They can. It's bigger than art.
Bigger than art.
It's propagating a theme for our country, and you can't. Unity is the outcome. It's not the thing. Unity is what we're working towards. But what you need is to to be able to even start having conversations about unity. You need to something needs to like kind of like the spark of it, and that's hope, right? So how do we start creating like conversations in every format that speak to this idea of like hope? So my really, really, really roundabout answer is I want to make films that break the mold of what documentary telling is, so that people can start looking at documentary making in a different way, where you can start thinking about like thematic films, so that we don't have to think about documentary making as a report of an incident, but rather as like how we can rally
It's really
behind
an
it.
afterthought
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. It's an
Yeah.
afterthought.
Yeah.
Something happens and we want an explanation.
Yeah.
Documentaries don't have to be an explanation. I'm working on a really exciting documentary with my boys from Thesis.
Okay. Thesis?
Thesis, the clothing brand.
Oh, the clothing brand. Yeah. Okay.
And they were like, it's 22 years of Thesis. What can let's make a film. And I'm like, there was a film that we could have made where we were going to tell 22 years of Thesis, and you have all these people that I start talking about, then this happened, then that happened, then that happened, then that happened, then that happened. And I was like, no, I'm not making that film.
Yeah.
But what is the essence of Thesis? Thesis is a brand from the hood. It's about self-definition. I said, let's make a film about self-definition.
Yeah.
Let's go around to all the different
Yeah.
townships and ask people what self-definition means.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a film I want to
Yeah.
make. I
Yeah.
didn't even want to. I didn't even have to make it.
Yeah.
I would watch that film.
Yes. Yeah.
My lecturer in Beijing,
Yeah.
as part of this fellowship, he made me watch a film. It's like 2 hours long. It's
Yeah.
just a guy walking around, people going, "Is it windy today?"
Okay. That's interesting.
And people initially thought it was a film about the weather, but it was actually a film about like how people felt about like the political kind of climate. So when people start answering, you start being like, oh, that person is talking about the wind. No, they're not. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, how do you use something as like obscure as the weather to talk about something even deeper? Those are the kind of films that I'd want to inspire people to make, not to take away from the film that needs to be made about Thabo Bester and whatever other political or social scandal. Make those, but that's not the complete like offering of this medium that I'm kind of championing.
So tell me about Home and that film.
That's another
Or
film.
that's what docuseries?
Yeah, so that's another film, another series that is
Yeah.
like thematic. And
Yeah.
so the episode I made in South Africa was about like how to use our relationship with nature as a tool or as a theory on how to exist in society. Like,
It's a bit arbitrary.
yeah,
But yeah.
here we are.
Yeah.
The one in Ghana was equally odd. Like, how do
Yeah.
you like think of like traditional Canadian building or attitudes towards architecture to inform a more environmentally? It's like, what does that even mean? I don't know, but it won an you know what I mean? So it's like that, and I think after we got the award, the news of the award, it was quite like there was a moment that was quite like exciting and then very sad and crushing because I was like, oh boy, I don't know if there isn't like an appetite. So okay, so people go, you win an Emmy and people go,
Yeah.
all right, got to catch a plane and go to LA and get you're big time now. You got to go to
Instead
the
of
LA.
a coin
Yeah.
that's
Gotta go,
in Hollywood.
gotta go to LA.
Yeah.
Go to LA. You gotta go fight
Yeah.
to make it in LA.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, no,
Yeah.
I'm rooted.
Yeah.
I want to take the learnings from that thing
Yeah.
and build something here. Like, what does it look like to live in South Africa as a filmmaker who won an award for a film society or a film economy that doesn't even have any roots here. You know what I mean? Like none the work that I've did there, you won't see that on any local programming. And even if you go to even if I go to any local streamer and I pitch a version of something that looks similar to that, I'm almost certain I'll probably get like flat nose. But if I do want to pitch a documentary about serial killers or something equally as like
Dramatic.
in a line
Yeah.
with, like the acquisition patterns, and I'm not really trying to like talk down to what's happening here in South Africa. There's a particular kind of pattern, there's a particular kind of audience that's been generated over like generations. But and that was the sad thing. I was like, oh. But I'm still here every day trying to figure out what's the best utility of this thing and how do I like continue to fight for a particular kind of filmmaking locally.
So what's some of the other international content that you've done?
I mean, what does international mean?
Oh, just outside of South Africa.
I mean,
Things in Africa.
I spent a lot of time the last couple of years
I
shooting.
need to correct myself. Things outside of South Africa, not in Africa. Just
Oh, sure.
outside of South Africa.
We're gonna edit that out, right?
Yeah.
Production.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time shooting on the continent. I've been very fortunate to travel to Zimbabwe, Zambia, Lesotho, Ghana, Benin, Ivory Coast, Sahara Desert. I've shot a lot on the continent, and I've been very fortunate that Benin. I shot some stuff for like some like foreign foundations. That I was doing like some stuff on the continent, goalkeepers, Bill Gates Foundation. So I've been fortunate enough that there's a sort of like an appetite for, like local content from overseas from overseas companies, and it's also coinciding with them also kind of wanting to prioritize African perspectives. So what they would do previously is that there would be a story locally, then they would get like an overseas it would be an overseas production company with an overseas perspective.
Yeah.
Then they would come here, shoot it, and bounce. But then with home, so season 1 they did that. Season 2 they wanted to start partnering up with local voices, local perspectives, and then they kind of found me. And then that was that partnership, and a lot of the stuff that I'd been shooting kind of
How do they find you?
the almighty internet.
Internet.
The almighty internet. Yeah.
So it goes back to you loading all that stuff
I just
from
have
10, 11 years ago.
Yeah,
Right.
I've just been I've just been fortunate that like I've had I've been able to generate work consistently ever since I started participating in the local industry that has managed to exist. It's in quite a unique space that is findable. But that's because of what I was doing before. And like all you are as a filmmaker, I mean, technically, I mean, we're sitting in a room full of really, world-class cameras, beautiful lights. So at a technical level, as a director and as a storyteller, the playing fields have democratized because of the accessibility of these small cameras that can make big things. So if you're a filmmaker, it's not about it's not about the hardware.
Yeah.
It's about the intangibles. It's about how you view the world, the soft power. And that's really like your perspective. And that is something that has been generated over lots and lots of years based on like lots and lots of experiences with lots and lots of people that have just been fortunate enough to answer my silly questions.
Yeah. And what's the South African film industry like, just from a market size perspective? Is it something that's growing? Where is it right now? What's the current environment around it?
It's I don't know, huh? It's not a tough one. It's just that's another podcast on its own.
Yeah.
Because there's like commercials. I work a lot in commercials. So I make a lot of TV adverts.
Yeah.
To pay the bills.
Yeah.
Then there's TV. Like telenovelas. Then there's like film. And then local film and overseas productions that are being shot here. And those 5 offerings, and that's a very like broad top line kind of like read, are just doing different things. And maybe not always like in communication with each other. So like commercials is like doing its own thing, and then movies are just doing their own thing, and trying to cross-pollinate can be quite complicated at times as well. So it's a very funny industry. I don't know what the other industries are like, but I don't know if like what's happening in the medical care industry where you've got like just these silos of people just doing stuff. I don't know if like GPs are talking to gynaes or talking to, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's happening in the business world? Are you guys like talking across sectors? Do mining oaks talk to banking oaks to tech oaks to tech fin oaks? How does it work in your guys?
I talk to everyone. I'm a banker. Everyone needs money from me. So
yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to get money from you. But I know now.
Yeah.
I'm like, Teddy,
yeah.
I have a great idea for a film for you. Zanzi unicorns.
Wow. Yeah. So no. The interesting thing, I gave a talk once at was an MBA tour in Munich, and I came up with this concept of the flattening of industries, because industries is really it was a concept of uniformity, of producing one thing, but nowadays everything is a mishmash. So in my world, in banking, you have other industries that want to be in banking, telcos, retail. Banking wants to also be in touch with technology. Technology wants to be a platform for banking and for retail so industries are really collapsing, and they're being redefined by what the customer wants, and not necessarily what the producer wants to make, but what the customer wants to consume. So industries are constantly changing and being redefined, and they're being challenged, and they're being disrupted. So the rise of AI is disrupting industries.
Really?
Absolutely.
Are you guys freaked out by AI?
I think everyone is.
I'm not.
Why?
I don't know.
You don't think you'll be replaced by AI?
Me?
Yeah.
Bruh. I'm awesome. How's AI going to replace me? I'm kidding. No.
Is there AI in film?
Oh, so much. So much.
Yeah.
So much. But I might be like an AI vegan.
Okay, what does that mean?
I'm just not like I have a relationship with it. I understand its utility for me, but it doesn't freak me
From a
out.
distance. Okay.
It doesn't. No.
Yeah.
Close and far,
Yeah.
but it doesn't freak me out.
So, are you using any form of AI yourself in?
Yeah, but just to do like the simple, the menial tasks, so that I can save my brain for work of value, which is thinking work.
Yeah.
So AI takes care of all the stuff that allows me time to think, which is what I offer. I offer my perspective, but sometimes I can't get enough time to generate a particular nuanced perspective because I'm too busy like worrying about like how a building looks, and I can just be like, hey, give me a building that looks like this. Then I send it to the people. I'm like, go find this building for me. They find that building for me. The AI has helped me short something that would have taken 40 minutes now takes 5 minutes, which means I've got 35 extra minutes to go deep with someone on a particular conversation that allows us to get to the nuanced perspective that I offer. You know what I mean? Like my offering as a filmmaker, as I said, is not the technical stuff. It's not the cameras. It's my view of the world.
Yeah.
It's the storytelling, the view of the world. And my view of the world is sometimes interrupted because I have to do all this other stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I can get AI to do that stuff, that I can focus on this stuff, then I use it for that. Sometimes I also use it to help me decipher complicated texts.
Well, this was AI.
What was AI?
The whole brand, the logo.
Mzansi Unicorns.
2 seconds.
What did you say? What is your
Ask
prompt?
the right question.
What is your prompt?
Is unicorns in South Africa.
It said Mzansi Unicorns.
No, not Mzansi Unicorn. This logo.
Oh.
Yeah. South African unicorns. South African businesses and unicorns. Unicorns in South Africa. Eventually, it just came up with this, and I said,
boom.
This is the one.
This is the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But tell me, what's the next big project? What's the next big story? Or what's your next story? What's your next? Okay, no, that sounds like a...
What's my next?
Bank.
Sounds like a bank ad.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like an ad you'd make.
I could make it. I mean, look, I work for money, so pay me enough, I'll do whatever.
Make anything.
Yeah, I'll do whatever you want me to do.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's just to build on the last 20 years of filmmaking and continue because, you know, like, I am where I am today because of just like a persistence. Sometimes at times when it didn't make sense to keep going, and just to basically be like, yo, sometimes it's not going to be good. Sometimes it's going to be tough. Sometimes it's not going to be sexy. Success is also not very sexy. Success is like, and people only want to look at the sexy side of success, and they look at you from a distance, and they like want to package you as like this successful filmmaker, but it's tough going, and a lot of people that will want to aspire to have what I have, I'm like, yo, we have the same struggles, fam.
Yeah.
Whatever you worry about, I worry about. So I want to continue to sort of just be honest, just be real, continue working hard, stay hungry, stay focused, stay disciplined, stay committed to what I've been doing, and not like waver from the reason I got into filmmaking from the beginning. To stay curious, just it's not about it. Like I said, it's not about a particular project. It's a particular set of values and a particular outlook towards my career, towards my relationships with people. You know, and like I'm raising 2 young boys in South Africa. I'm so aware of that. Like, what is like South Africa? How am I helping shape a version of South Africa in which I'd be comfortable to raise 2 young boys? I care about stuff like that all the time. You know, you're busy driving, and then you see dudes pissing on the side of the road. I'm like,
irritates me. Yeah, it annoys me.
I see Oaks pulling off on the side of the highway opposite a mall.
Yeah.
I'm like, you couldn't just...
Garage.
Garage. It's right there.
Yeah, exactly.
So close.
Yeah.
But this is the world I'm bringing young boys into.
Yeah.
Like, so how do I disrupt things that are like corrosive, bad, and constantly interrupt them with like good, positive, and not to shield them from a bad world, but to say, how do you how do you raise boys who like value kindness? You know what I mean? And let that attitude be something that is like present at home, at the office, when I'm on set, and make it consistent and teach them that and make films that are made in that kind of spirit. So whatever the outcome is, that's not really important to me. It's the journey. How was the journey of making the film? How were we treated? How did you treat people? How did other people treat you? How did they respond to the energy? How did you like leave people feeling? That stuff for me is like this. Again, there's soft power, the intangibles, the stuff that matters. You know what I mean?
What were the struggles? You mentioned that there were struggles. Is that another podcast?
It's another podcast. It's tough, dude. It's tough. It's so hard. Being a filmmaker is really hard. I mean, you can go for like 3-4 months without any income.
So you don't have a 25th of the month?
No. Oh, God, no. I wish.
Yeah.
So financial security, that's a real struggle in the creative industry. I own a business and I've managed to find a way to kind of like, and you're also in a double income home. It's like the struggles that people have as starting filmmakers is the same as I have as a successful filmmaker. Anticlimactic projects. You go into the projects with the most creative ambition and the project flops. And it is just a catastrophic failure. And you have to live with the fact that you made a bunch of people promises that you couldn't deliver on. That's real. And your funders,
your executive producers,
everybody, just being disappointing, letting people down who have believed in you. It's the same struggles. It's like questioning yourself. Can I do this? Am I good enough? Will this sustain? Am I getting irrelevant? Will I one day be forgotten? You know what I mean? Like life stuff where you're going, oh boy.
But what's kept you going?
I mean, I think it's because I've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
And because, when you have the wind against your back your whole life, you know when it's on your face. So...
Is it windy?
Right now. I mean, I don't know. Right now I'm playing a lot of paddle and...
Okay. So there's sunshine.
And spending time at the country club and taking my kids out for lunch on a Wednesday. So things are good now.
Yeah.
But they haven't always been this good. And I just appreciate the small moments of joy and those keep me going. Because I'm like, I've had such a great month at home with my kids and just... But I know I'm going to have like 3-4 months of absolute chaos. And pretty much towards the end of the year, it's just going to be unmitigated chaos because so much work is coming in. So through those moments, you remember the moments where you were like, it was worth it.
Yeah.
You made someone else. You had a positive encounter with someone on set. You're able to like inspire one person, touch one life. And you like, someone comes and thanks you for a great day. A client comes and thanks you for a great shoot. So you get positive feedback on a campaign you worked on. You're like, okay, I'm doing something worthy that's touching people. That's, giving other people motivation to keep going. Where you're like, I need to keep going for. As I said, it's the work of generations. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this so other young filmmakers can look at me and go, all right, let's go. Because when I started making films, there were no Lebo Rasathabas. Now young kids can go to their parents and go, there's Lebo Rasethaba, but there's also a generation of other filmmakers. I've got a whole group of filmmaker friends that didn't exist when we wanted to become filmmakers. Now there's like kids in high school that are going, we studied that guy's film. There he is. That's what he looks like. That's the clothes he wears. That's the kind of things he says. And this is why I agreed to do stuff like this. So that they can go, create, like I said, crawling so other people can walk.
You're asking earlier, broken the glass ceiling. That's the glass ceiling. The glass ceiling was, Mom and Dad, I want to do fine arts. Dad was like,
more glass.
What do you mean? Exactly.
More glass, more glass, more glass. Get more glass.
Exactly. And then you try to do a BCom. I was like, no, 4 flats.
4 flat.
Right.
Start again.
Start again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now it's easier. What you've done is you've made it easier for generations to follow.
That's
That
what
it's no longer just a random fine arts degree that you do in some part of Cape Town, but it's actually, there's a business out of it.
I would have been a terrible fine artist. So in
Yeah.
a lot of ways, my dad
Yeah.
saved
Yeah.
us a lot of street side art. I would have been selling art there outside Killarney. So I'm grateful to my dad for shutting that dream.
But I think what gives people comfort is that it's more than the art, but you can make it sustainable. There is a business behind
It's
it.
hard.
There's method in the madness, but there is a
so
business
difficult.
element to it.
It's so difficult.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Where's the camera? Don't do it unless you understand that like struggle, failure, and pain is a prerequisite.
Yeah.
Don't do it if you want to be famous. Don't do it if you want glory.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't be a filmmaker if you want to be rich and famous. Don't do it if you want attention.
Yeah.
Don't do it if you like nice things. I like nice things. And sometimes I've been able to make films that have afforded me nice things.
Yeah.
If that's your primary focus,
Yeah.
don't do it.
But if you want to play paddle and take your kids out on a Wednesday.
I'm a unicorn. I'm a unicorn, Terry.
Yeah.
I'm a unicorn. Let's not
Yeah.
forget that. It's not going to be everybody's journey.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be so tough for so many different people.
Yeah.
But if you have staying power,
Yeah.
and if you stay the course, and there are still people that have got staying power that still failed. So, but if you have staying power and you're all in every day, even when it's terrible, then maybe you might make it. But that's not to say don't do it. We've just made it easier. But good luck.
So one last thing.
There are easier ways to be famous and rich. Let me just say that.
But your next film on hope. What is it going to be? When can we expect that?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that yet. It's gonna be a series of films. A lot. It's gonna be my life's work. It's not gonna be one film. It's gonna be a lot of films. Some that are gonna be really good. Some that are gonna be really bad. Particularly because again, I'm walking a path with no footprints. So again, I'm going to continue to go out there and fail and make mistakes and be a screw up so other people don't have to be.
Well, one last thing is that please can you make a film about me
Yes.
and about Mzansi Unicorns, not me. You know, I'm just a catalyst like you. I'm a catalyst that's here to set the example
Fine.
of nation building. But in the true sense for me, I want to make more of these people. To make sure that
It would be great. You know what? Here's my provocation to you as a closing thought.
Yeah.
It would be great if like success was the rule, not the exception.
That's it.
So maybe
Yeah.
it's not about like it's about like saying it's not about Mzansi. So unicorn is like a once off rare thing.
Yes, yeah.
But maybe we need to make Mzansi like ponies or something.
Mzansi
Or like horses. What's just
So
spread
there's a lot of them.
There's a lot. There's
so
just
there's a lot of them.
lots of Lebo Rasethaba,
Yeah.
there's lots of Teddies, there's lots
Yeah.
of Velis.
Yeah.
There's lots of, and you make success.
Yeah.
You make failure.
A success.
No, you make failure
Yeah.
the exception, and you make
Yes.
success the rule.
That's it.
So we
So
don't.
everyone has to be a success.
Everyone's a unicorn. Then
Yeah.
now we're all just horses
Yeah.
with horns.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. That sounds like an advert. So after a few more episodes, I'm gonna reintroduce this show as horses with
No. The
Yeah.
ambition. No.
Yeah.
Real words. The ambition is that tell the story of people that are perceived to be unicorns that are broken
Yeah.
class to inspire more people, follow their dreams, follow their path, and make winning pervasive, ubiquitous, outcome for all South Africans.
And that's the bigger picture. Is everyone?
I can
is
get
a
behind
unicorn.
that. I can get behind that.
Everyone is a unicorn. There's no exceptions. A unicorn is a must. The unicorn is.
Let's all
built
be
in
unicorns.
you,
Let's all be
actually.
unicorns.
Everyone is a unicorn.
Everyone's a unicorn.
Yeah. Dollar billionaire or not. Lebo, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And I will make sure to take you up on it. So, guys, in a couple of episodes' time, I'm going to reintroduce this show. It's going to have a
I'm going to watch, bro.
Pardon?
I'm going to watch.
Yeah, I'll be watching your own work about Mzansi Unicorns 2.0.
Fine.
Reloaded. Horses with horns.
Thanks for having me, man. It's been good here.
No, thank you very much. All the best in your career.
Thank you.
And keep dreaming. Keep flying the flag high for South Africa out there. I wish you do win another Emmy on our behalf. As easy or as hard as it may be. But keep going. Keep playing paddle. Keep breakfast on Wednesdays with your kids. And really, really grateful for you being part of this episode. Really grateful. Thank you for watching today's episode of Mzansi Unicorns. This episode was sponsored by Medstone Boutique Advisory, an advisory firm operating in South Africa and abroad. If you enjoyed this channel and if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe at Mzansi Unicorns. Please make an effort to comment and comment again. Let's grow the community. Let's grow the channel. See you next time. Chap chap.